some reason, the Zoom to YouTube live stream is just a little bit slower. Oh, there it goes. We'll let you know, Ann. It's about halfway loaded.
Okay.
Okay, we are live.
All right. Are we going to do anything more about Lisa and Rhett so that we can hear them?
Can you call them? I don't know. I can't unmute.
They won't be able to join in the conversation.
Do that ask to unmute.
I did.
I'll text her. Oh, Joe. Joe is texting me.
And Joe.
Joe's in the waiting room. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you. Thank you.
Hi, Joe. We're using a Zoom link. Did you call a 800 number instead? I will text you the Zoom link. Okay. Perfect. I will do that right now. Okay, bye.
Can Lisa unmute herself and whoever 8462 is? Oh, that's Rhett, I guess. I guess they can't hear me. Is that possible?
They might be trying to figure it out too. I'm not sure.
I'm calling Lisa right now.
She's gonna text that to Joe and then
I just said.
She's on mute. She's unable to acknowledge whether she can hear you or not.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah.
You won't be able to participate.
Yeah.
Little icon. Are you on like the app application on your phone or just? Are you there? Are you there?
All right, can you hear me now?
Yay!
Yay. There's Lisa. Her voice is there. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know how to get my photo up. I'm trying to, because I use my computer for the, I don't have the printout. I just have to use my computer to see what we're doing. But I have a new iPhone and I don't know how to get the photo up on it.
Do you have a Zoom account?
I do. And that's what I thought I went into.
On your iPhone?
Yeah, on my iPhone, I do have a Zoom account, but it's not. So I was going to try to switch it to my laptop, but then I can't see what we're talking about. I guess it's better if you hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And should I call Rhett?
so tell Joe, you're muted.
Joe, you are muted. We see.
Yeah,
There we go.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, great. Welcome, Joe. How about Rhett?
I'm gonna call him right now, Ann.
Okay, I think I got it for my picture. Hang on, I think it's coming in.
Stand by. Please stand by.
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to do it. No, it doesn't want me to, it doesn't want you guys to see me. I even did my hair today.
Are you able to go off mute?
Unable to access camera.
Can you go to the lower left of your screen and
Well, I just hooked where it said I could do it, but it's, oh crap, now I just lost you again.
Okay. We'll look for you in the waiting room. Okay. Thanks.
I think this is about the best we're going to get.
okay.
Okay. Thanks.
At least you can hear me.
We can.
And if you want, we do have a quorum. So we're working on Rhett, but I think you can get going if you'd like.
Well, if you have to talk to him, then that's gonna override the conversation, right?
But his phone number is still there.
I can admit him while they're still doing the meeting.
Can Joe unmute himself?
Yep, I'm here.
Yay, team. And Kevin is unmuted and Rhett is still muted. Oh, and there's Rhett
No, this,
connecting to audio. Now you just need to unmute, Rhett.
Can you unmute?
Device. Okay. So home device.
Should we go ahead?
There he goes.
Brett, can you hear us?
Hi, Rhett. Are you there? Joe is there.
Settings,
Rhett is on mute again.
Settings privacy camera. So settings privacy camera. Settings.
You wouldn't be able to face me on this.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to go
I
ahead.
think we're gonna have to start. I knew this was gonna be an issue. All right, I would like to call the meeting to order. Thanks for joining us via Zoom today. We have a very full agenda, as you all are well aware. Almost 300 pages worth of documents that we've reviewed for the meeting. So, but let's get started. So I'll ask for approval of the minutes from our meeting on November 17th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Jay.
second,
Troy, second. Any additions or corrections? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Kevin, local labor monitoring report.
All right, so I have the November 2020 report here. So it covers our visits between November 1st and November 30th. During this period, we made 50 monthly site visits. We made one follow-up visit. We checked with residency of 282 workers. Of those workers, there were 2 non-compliant. Both of those were in the form of no proof of residence. As of November 30th, 2020, all monitored sites were in compliance at the time of our inspection. We had 3 new COMIDA signs delivered. Those were to WeldWorks LLC, Wren Square LLC, and Fairview at Town Center 3 LLC.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for Kevin?
Kevin, this is Troy. I got a question. So
Yes, sir.
I see on your report, when you catch somebody out of compliance and you immediately go back the following day to check up on them, and it's
Correct.
usually 100% and it's fixed. My question is, those people that are there with no ID, when you go there the following day, are those people just not on site, or are they actually coming back and showing you their ID?
So generally, when I put down in that category of no proof of residence, that means that during the time of my inspection, they didn't have anything on them. Obviously, the primary thing I'm looking for is a driver's license, but if they don't have that, I'll ask if they can provide a current pay stub or a utility bill or a piece of mail that's current and reflects that they live in the 10 counties. So when I follow up the next day, my follow-up inspection is always to seek out those workers that were unable to produce a proof of residency on the first inspection. So that's what I go there for. But yeah, I mean, it's I follow up with those guys. I mean, sometimes they won't be on the project the next day. So on future visits to the project site, I'll make sure that I keep an eye out for those individuals or ask if that subcontractor is still on the project so I can audit his crew once again.
So it's a mixture. Results are mixed.
Correct. For the most part, though, with the no proof of residence, though, it's just a matter they didn't have anything on them today. Sometimes I'll give them my business card and they'll be able to, when they get home, they'll send me a picture of their ID, or the general contractor will send it to me first thing in the morning.
But you're basically following up.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
For any non-compliance.
Right.
And I want to address this later, not today, but I think we need to improve on how we get these members, because Kevin, as he's seeing 50 visits in a month and non-compliance, going back the next day, and sometimes these workers that were out of compliance aren't there. So how many days prior to his visit were these people there? I think we got to come up with a better mechanism for who's on these sites to help Kevin and the reporting, and making sure we're getting local labor consistent, more consistent.
Sure. So if we're going to change our process and actually what we're asking locally Brill to do for us, we need to run that through Anna, run it through governance, and if we want to change our policy or processes on that.
Thank
That's
you.
a possibility.
Pardon?
Yeah, we would run it through.
Sure.
government.
Yeah. Okay. I can't.
I'm
hear
always
you,
open to
Anna.
discussion too as well.
Pardon?
I'm always open to discussion and being able to come in
Yeah,
any
yes, you're
special
very
meetings where you want to
responsive.
discuss the procedures.
Okay, you're very responsive, Kevin, so we appreciate that. But if we do want to
course.
change our process, I think we have to run that through Jay's committee, through governance. So.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? All right, Greg, would you like to give us the financial report?
Certainly. Good afternoon, everyone. Financials through November 2020. As you can see, our statement of financial position, balance sheet, if you will, remains relatively strong. November was one of our strongest months of the year, outside of February. So that's a good sign. As you can see, and all the extended projects, as as we talked about before, things are just getting pushed out, and obviously it's reflecting our revenue stream. So, but again, November was our second best month of the year so far. So hopefully good things to come. Cash balance still remains strong, and really that's a cumulative, that's a testament of the organization over the years that has allowed us to really weather the storm, if you will. If you look at the statement of activities and the revenue and expenses, again, as we discussed, we're down to budget and down to prior year. The two main buckets of expenses that we have been able to control in terms of sponsorships and our general and administrative expenses are both down significantly to budget and to what it was in the prior year. Obviously, our programs, mainly the Ladders Up program, that was already committed and things for the 2020 year. So again, kudos to the organization to somewhat weather the storm, managing expenses with a down revenue year, and overall, you can see our deficit or reduction of assets is about 1.6 million, and again, $1 million of that is from our emergency loan program contribution to the IDC, and then a $617,000 excess of expenses over revenue to date. So again, better. November was certainly a good month, so hopefully we finish strong in December, and then that carries into 2021.
I agree. The momentum in November is, wow, that's getting us right back to where we need to be. That was a pretty good spike. So that's
Yes.
terrific. So hopefully, as you say, we'll carry that into December's report and into the new year. So, all right, questions for Greg? Hearing none, we'll move into our projects. Anna, our first project is IEC Electronics Corp, and I believe Thomas Barbado is going to join us.
Yes, thank you, Anne. Yes, Allison just brought him into the meeting. IEC Electronics is proposing to purchase and renovate a building in the town of Shiloh. IEC Electronics was considering New Mexico as an alternate site, but chose to expand in upstate New York. The $5.7 million project is expected to create 150 new FTEs over the next 3 years. The applicant is seeking approval of sales tax and the mortgage reporting tax exemptions. The benefit to incentive ratio is 255 to 1.
It's one of the best ratios I think we've ever seen. So thanks, Anna. Thomas Barbado, I believe you've joined us. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Is there
Thank you. I apologize.
That's okay. Is there anything that you additionally that you would like to say about your project for the benefit of the board members who are on this Zoom call with us?
No, just that, IEC Electronics is excited to, being establishing a larger presence in Monroe County. Obviously, our headquarters is in Wayne County, but we understand and we value the additional opportunity. Expanding in the Rochester area will provide us obviously access to a larger, talent pool, and we're excited about the building and believe it's going to fit our needs well. So.
Well, and it sounds like we fared very well with Albuquerque, so that's good news for Monroe County.
Yes.
Mr. Barbado, can you provide a little more color on just how that decision played out between New Mexico and Monroe County?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at it from the standpoint of, we think our biggest challenge has been, not growing and not increasing customer demand. It's how we fulfill, and our desire, all along was to try to build on what we have here in the upstate New York area. We've had some, conversations to, look at a similar type expansion in the Albuquerque area, but, having a significant technical team here in Wayne County, basically was one of the main deciding factors, because, although a lot of that talent will continue to work the majority of their time in Newark, it's only 40 minutes basically from our Newark location to this few location. It'll allow people to, support that operation from a technical standpoint. The other thing it allows too is based on the proximity to the Rochester airport, it'll allow us to entertain and facilitate meetings with a lot of our Newark-based customers without, having to make the drive out to Newark. So, we have a lot of customers in the Long Island, for instance, that, can come up for the day now and the airport. They could see our metal operation, which will be located in Jeff View. They could see the electronic assembly business that we're going to be standing up at the Jeff View location, and do that in a very reasonable time frame. So it allows us to, kind of leverage, leverage geography to our advantage.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Are there other questions?
And this is Joe. I have a question.
Yes, Joe.
So, Mr. Barbado, are they going to be making any changes to Newark? Are you going to be keeping that facility running the way it is? Are you going to be expanding that facility? What's the thought process there?
So we've actually been in the process over the past couple of years of building a new headquarters facility in Newark. So I actually sit in that facility now. I was me and my team were some of the initial employees that moved here. We intend to start moving our production from our existing facility in Newark to the new location, starting on January 18th. For those, I don't know if folks on the phone are familiar with IEC or familiar with Newark, but our current facility is north of the canal in the city itself. And quite honestly, it's 100 that is in need of a lot of repairs. So a couple of years ago, a decision was made. We partnered with a local, partnered with the state and the county to, set on this journey of a new headquarters facility. So we've got a brand new custom built 150 square foot facility, which will, which is where the majority of our workforce will be. We're using this as an opportunity to upgrade a lot of our technology and work processes as well. So between the facility we have here in Newark, brand new state-of-the-art facility and this great building we bought on Jetview, it's really going to position us for growth and position us to, have facilities that, we're proud of and that we're proud to bring customers to. And a better reflection, I'll just say externally, of we're truly doing high-tech manufacturing and our new building and this Jetview facility are, I'll just say a better reflection of the high-tech manufacturing that we do. And, will be, great facilities to bring our customers to and to help us attract talented employees as well.
Okay, thank you. Are there other questions? If not, we'll move forward. There was no public hearing required, so I'm going to ask you some local labor questions. Tom, so are you aware of our local labor policy?
I am. I reviewed that as part of the process with when I met with Lydia.
Great, thank you. Do you anticipate any local labor exemptions at this time?
No.
And are you aware that any exemptions need to be requested 45 days in advance?
I'm aware of that, yes.
Okay, thank you. The seeker process is complete, and now we'll move forward with the reading of the resolution. Anna?
A regular meeting of the County of Monroe Industrial Development Agency was held at the agency's offices at 50 West Main Street, Suite 1150, Rochester, New York, 14614 on December.
Make a motion to waive the reading of the resolution and all subsequent resolutions for today's meeting.
Thank you. It's been moved by Jay to waive the reading of the resolution since we have them in our packets and we've all read them. Motion was made to waive the reading of this resolution and the rest of them in the meeting today. Was there a second?
I'll second Joe.
Joe, all right, seconded by Joe. Any additional comments, questions on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. So now I'll ask for a motion for inducement and final resolution approving the mortgage recording tax and sales tax exemptions.
So moved.
Thank you, Jay. Is there a second?
Tony seconds.
Thank you, Tony. Any other questions on that? All right, I'll take a roll call vote. Jay?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Nice to see your face.
I finally.
Got it all working. Okay. Troy? Troy?
You're Troy. Troy, can you check your settings on your computer and make sure your microphone's not on mute? I'm sorry.
Oh, he gave us a thumbs up.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he's on.
Oh, Rick gave us.
So, yeah, okay. Troy?
How about now? Yay?
There we go. Thank you.
Joe?
Yes.
Thank you. Rick?
Yay.
Oh, hey.
There you go. We hear Rick.
Cool. And Anne is a yay. That's unanimous. Motion carries. Thank you very much and good luck with your project.
I appreciate everybody's time today.
We appreciate you. Okay. Let's move on to Hyzon Motors, Inc. Anna?
Thank you, Ann. Hyzon Motors, Inc., a hydrogen fuel cell technology company, is proposing to purchase and renovate a building to serve as its new global headquarters in the town of Mendon. Hyzon Motors, Inc. provides zero-emission hydrogen fuel cell mobility projects and is expecting that the demand for its products will increase tremendously over the next few years. The $5 million project is expected to create 100 FTEs over 3 years. The applicant is seeking sales tax exemption, mortgage reporting tax exemption, and a jobs plus property tax abatement. The cost benefit ratio is 371 to 1.
Okay. thank you. Have Matt Frank and Eric Etty joined us?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi there.
Thanks for being here today. So what would you like to say to sort of elaborate on your project other than what was filed as part of the application? We have all of our board members on.
Sure. So we're excited to locate ourselves here in Rochester, New York area. And as Anna just described, the company here is really in process of commercializing fuel cell systems for heavy duty trucks, tractor trailers, garbage trucks, those kind of vehicles. Probably a lot of things you might have read about in the news or seen is fuel cell R&D or fuel cell for automobiles. This has a much nearer term application. And if you do a little Googling, you'll see that there's a number of companies that are starting to work on this. We have a pretty interesting business case where we will offer a turnkey solution that would include not only the fuel cell system, which we'll do in Rochester, but also integrate that into trucks for customers and provide them a one-stop shop for leasing their vehicles, fuel, maintenance, and the fuel cell electric drive system. So the plan here in Rochester is that we will be the manufacturer of those engines. And so if you're familiar with kind of General Motors and the Tonawanda engine factory, will be a similar kind of facility here, but it's kind of a high-tech facility. So that's the kind of folks we'll be bringing into the area, high-level engineers and technicians to start this. And we're really excited to locate our world headquarters here.
Well, you would become the one of the largest suppliers of this technology. That you're the world leader. That is what your background information says in the stack technology. Global.
Yes. In fact, what we do is if you recall, General Motors had quite a presence here over the last 20 years in fuel cells. They moved most of that to Michigan, but a lot of people are still in the area. I myself was the leader of that group for 20 years, and I've come back here to help make this a commercial success. So we have access to a lot of skilled people in the area. And if you think about some of the kinds of things that need to be done from a manufacturing perspective, thin film coating, those kind of things. So expertise that comes from the kind of people at Kodak or Ultralife Battery out in Newark. We have the perfect ecosystem here to help our company be successful.
Yes, you do. Well, that's great. And very, very good. And Eric, did you want to make any remarks?
Sure. Just quickly, it's on top of the manufacturing piece, we're a global business, so we have operations also in Australia, in Asia, and a recently announced joint venture in the Netherlands. So on top of the manufacturing and engineering here, we expect to have a fair amount of support staff supporting our global operations right around the world, from things like accounting, purchasing, et cetera, those types of jobs to support the global execution of our mission here. So pretty exciting opportunity in front of us.
Okay, great. Do we have any questions from the board for Eric or Matt?
Mr. Frank, this is Jay Popely. When do you have a time frame on when you expect the engines, your first engines to be rolling off the line? I guess pun intended there. And who do you see as your major customers?
So right now our plan is that in the 2021 timeframe, most likely by mid-year, we will be assembling our first systems here, and they will go to Michigan for installation into, I'll say, retrofit installations into heavy-duty trucks, tractor-trailer kind of vehicles. So for us, at least, for supplying, I'll say, the first pilot-type engines, we look to make maybe 20 to 40 next year, and then scale up from there and add some automated processes for some of the fuel cell components. Relative to our major customers, right now, those are kind of in negotiation, so I really can't talk about that too much, but they're kind of big-name companies. Some of these companies have sustainability plans that require them, or they want to have, green type of technologies, either in transportation or their facilities or factories, and so we can help contribute to that.
Thank you. Other questions from the board? All right, we'll move forward. I'll ask you a few questions relative to our local labor requirements. Are you aware of our local labor policy?
Yes.
Okay. And do you anticipate any local labor exemptions at this time?
Right now, no.
Okay. And are you aware that any exemptions need to be requested 45 days in advance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. There was a public hearing held today. Were there any comments from that hearing?
No, there were not.
Okay, thank you. The seeker process is complete. We are waiving the reading of the resolution, so I'll ask for a motion for inducement and final resolution approving a real property tax abatement, mortgage recording tax, and sales tax exemption. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Jay,
Seconded by Tony.
seconded by Tony. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? All right, I'll take a roll call vote. Jay?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Troy?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yay.
Thank you. And Ann is a yay. Motion carries unanimously. So go ye and be successful. Thanks for, growing your business here. And as you say, using all the talent that already exists in Rochester. We wish you all the success.
Thank you very much, and happy holidays to all of you folks on the line here.
Thank you. Same
All right.
to you.
You too.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Okay, our next application is Gannett Partners LLC. Anna?
Thank you, Ann. Gannett Partners LLC, a real estate holding company, is proposing to purchase and renovate the former Gannett Publishing Headquarters building located in the city of Rochester. This vacant building will be converted to a mixed-use facility. Renovations include 87 market-rate apartments, climate-controlled self-storage, and retail space. The $348 million project is projected to create 6 new FTEs over the next 3 years. The applicant is seeking approval of sales tax and mortgage reporting tax exemptions. The benefit to incentive ratio is 13:1.
Okay, do we have Jim Taylor? Looks like Jim Taylor has joined us. Is there any additional comments you'd like to make on this project?
Yeah, I apologize. I had unmute and turn on my video.
Okay, that's voice and the video there.
Hey, technology, it's a wonderful thing. I don't know. Ann stole my thunder. She made it very succinct, but again, just to introduce the project, again, Gannett Partners One intends to purchase and renovate the former Gannett headquarters, the corner of Broad and Exchange Street, in the city of Rochester. I'm sure you're familiar with the location. It's a very prominent corner. We have Blue Cross Arena across the street, the Times Square building across the street, as well as a public safety building right next door. It's a significant project, and it's taken quite a bit of time to plan out. As Ann may or may not have pointed out, is the building is on the national list of National Historic Register. It is a historically significant building. We've been working with SHPO for about the last 9 months to come up with a plan to restore the grandeur of the facade and renovate the interiors, accommodate new uses, and yet maintain some of the character of the building. Some significant portions of the building will be the historic Art Deco lobby, the grand elevators, as well as Frank Gannett's office on the 3rd floor, which is pretty special. Somebody's going to end up with a really special apartment, and then we're going to have, and then we're going to maintain a portion of the old print room or press room, and convert that into a retail space. The reason I'm here looking for assistance today is because, as you could imagine, it's a significant old building, but it's also tired and needs quite a bit of work. Building, all the utilities were turned off to the building, meaning a lot of the old lines froze, broke. There's significant water damage inside the building. In order to restore it and remediate it, it's going to take some significant money. So we are going to get some help from through historic tax credits, but we are also looking for some relief from the mortgage tax and from the sales tax purchase of materials and improvements.
Thank
I
you.
don't know.
That's great that you're preserving, you know, the legacy, if you will, of the building, the historic importance of it to
Yeah,
this
thank you.
community. But it's quite a tough road, I would think, building a lot of residential units in there. And then
Well,
the self-storage, I thought was interesting.
yeah, well, it wasn't the initial intent. We were out actively looking for retail and or office users for those spaces, and then this little thing called the pandemic hit, and it's kind of turned the market dynamics on their head a little bit. So this came back in about June timeframe. We'd gone well down the road in one direction, and we realized that wasn't really going to work. And just good fortune that we happened to be contacted at that time by the folks from Life Storage. And they've expressed an interest. Their research has shown that there's a shortage of climate-controlled self-storage space, particularly in that quadrant of downtown. They're looking at the activity that's happening in that quadrant, the fact that we have the Academy building, we have the Terminal building, we have the Aqueduct building, which are all going to be renovated, and there are going to be new dwelling units going into that area. In addition to that, we do have offices there. People are going to be returning to their offices someday, and there are a number of offices down that corner, and storage space for those professional offices is a premium. So we feel that we can accommodate both the residential market and the business market, the commercial market when it comes back with this climate control. And you know what, the climate control also solves one of the difficulties we have with the building. If you look at the building, there are two prominent fronts, Broad Street and Exchange Street, but then there's a significant portion of the building that's backed up against the public safety building. Doesn't provide you with any views, any terrific access, no visibility. So you say,
storage of it, right?
yeah, right. So what are you going to market that space for? When they came in with self-storage, it really solved some problems.
Mm-hmm.
We can utilize that space pretty well. If anyone who's familiar with the building realizes there's an overhang, or an underpass, if you will. There's a section of the building that overhangs a parking lot. So on the side of the building towards the public safety building, there are 44 parking spaces plus a loading dock that served that building. We'll be able to reuse that for parking for the self-storage, and we're also going to have customer access to the self-storage there.
Right.
The other interesting thing about self-storage, and we went through this little exercise a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about the financial commitment for self-storage. Self-storage, you know, you carve out the space, you restore the building, you provide good climate control, lighting, fire protection, fire alarm system, but then basically inside there, it's pretty much like erector sets. It's kits inside that provide separation between spaces. If we see that the climate changes with respect to the economy, we see the return of office, we would see the return of retail along this strip of road, we'll be able to take that self-storage back at a very minimal cost and convert it into a different use, which could create higher employment opportunities in that quadrant. We believe very strongly that corner is going to come back. You know, someday the lights are going to go on in the Blue Cross Arena, and we're going to have activity there. We're going to have people working downtown again. So we think it's going to be a very, very vibrant corner. Maybe not in 2021, but certainly in 2022 and beyond. So we think that this is a very valid project, and I think it's got some legs at this location.
Okay, great. Thank you. Do we have questions from our board members on this project?
Yes. Rachel, I have a question. Is this a distressed area?
Yes, it is, Tony.
Thank you.
You have a rough idea as to what the rents are going to be on the units there? I know you have basically from studios to 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, that's
Not looking for an exact number, but a rough range.
That's a very good question. What we feel that there's plenty of high-end options in the downtown area right now. There's some really great quality properties that have gone, but what we're hearing is that that working class folks are having a harder time making ends meet. They can't do a $2,500 or $3,000 a month apartment. So we're trying to target the $1,500 range for a 2-bedroom and $1,500 to $1,800, and we're trying to do $1,000 for a 1-bedroom and under $1,000 for a studio. So we're trying to make it make it affordable and approachable for the working class. We think that that's going to be a sweet spot. And that's our target. So we're not going for the classic affordable. We're not looking for any assistance on that end, but we are providing what we think is going to be a needed product in that area.
Okay, thank you. Are there other questions? Jay, did you have something else?
Nope.
Okay. Anyone else have questions? Rhett, did I see? No?
No.
Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and move forward then.
Can I make one more thing? The audio was cutting out when the project was being presented. I just wanted to make sure that you understood we are looking for relief from the sales tax and from mortgage tax. Property tax abatements are going to be worked out through the city of Rochester. This qualifies for their Q program, and I want to make sure that was
right.
You understood that.
Right. I'm pretty sure we are familiar with that. Okay, there was a public hearing held today. Any comments from that hearing?
No, there were not.
Okay, thank you. Are you aware of our local labor policy?
Absolutely.
And do you anticipate any local labor exemptions at this time?
Frankly, I don't. In this case, I think it's pretty straightforward. We're going to be able to fill all those roles with local people.
Okay. Are you aware that any exemptions need to be requested 45 days in advance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. The seeker process is complete. We are not reading the resolution. We have waived the reading of all the resolutions because we have them in our packets and have read them. I'll now ask for a motion for inducement and final resolution approving a mortgage, recording tax, and sales tax exemptions.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tony, and seconded by Lisa. Any additional comments or questions? Okay, I'll take a roll call vote. Jay?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Troy?
Yay.
Joe?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yay.
Thank you, Rhett. And Ann is a yay, so that's unanimous, and congratulations to you.
Thank you very much for your support. Look forward to seeing you at the groundbreaking.
I wanted to ask you, did you see in Sunday's paper the Jim Memmott article written by it's Jim Memmott, but it's called The Remarkable Rochester?
No, I did not.
I thought I was going to bring that up.
It's just great. It says, for 89 years, a motley crew of editors, reporters, printers, compositors, advertising, all these people were running a newspaper, and you might just hear them, the ghosts of all of those people yelling, stop the press, keep going.
Well, I know you're busy, but I did want to share a story. I cannot tell you the amount of the public outpouring that we've received over the last week since there was a little piece that was published in the DNC when they heard about this meeting, and I've received 30 or 40 phone calls, memos, letters of public support for this project. A lot of former Gannett employees, but also a number of neighbors. I had one neighbor that called me up and told me that they were able to salvage portions of the building that were going to be discarded during previous renovation projects, offer them up to us for free if we could reincorporate them in the building. So the outpouring of support that we've had from the neighbors, the community, has just been phenomenal. And so your support is really going to mean a lot as well, helping us move forward.
Well, good luck to you, and thanks for, refurbishing this really historic building. You should be very proud of doing that.
We have a long way to go and a lot of work to do, but this is going to help. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All set?
Yes, thank you. Okay, the next project is LFS John Street LLC. Anna?
Thank you, Ann. LFS John Street LLC, a real estate holding company, proposes to construct a 225,000 square foot building for its tenant, Veritiv Operating Company, in the town of Henrietta. Veritiv is one of the largest non-retail distributors in North America with a focus on packaging, printing, and facility supply products. This facility will be a new distribution point for Veritiv in upstate New York. The $13.8 million project is expected to create 45 FTEs over 3 years. The applicant is seeking sales tax exemption, mortgage reporting tax exemption, and a jobs plus property tax abatement. The cost benefit ratio is 23:1.
Thank you. I believe we have Eric Jones from, Eric Jones from Lafroy and Gary Haley from Veritiv join us. Right.
Yes, Eric Jones is here.
Okay, great.
Gary Haley's here.
Gary is also. Do you gentlemen have any comments that you'd like to make about this project, sort of elaborating on what Anna has just shared with us?
This is Eric Jones. We're very excited to have this project. It's going to be going in our Wiregrass Business Park, which is a new development that we have in Henrietta. Obviously, I have Gary Haley on the line with us. He is a representative from Veritiv, and he could speak specific to the operations of Veritiv and what they'll be doing at that location.
Okay, Mr. Haley?
Be glad to. We are a very large wholesale distribution company. Our products cater to our customers, and part of our logistics study has said that this would be a good, efficient location for us to be. A big part of what our world is about is cost of goods sold. And you have to look at all these fixed costs and variable costs. That's everything from rent and people to fuel and products you actually buy. And we did a center of demand study. And based on the current customers we have, this is a good location and certainly suitable to help us have a reasonable cost of goods sold, which means we might make a penny or two out of a location like this. So we're excited for the opportunity if we can make this work. But obviously these taxes, everything goes into the formula to determine the costs, and this is a big piece of the puzzle. So we're eager to answer any other questions you might have. I could probably go on for a lot longer than you want to hear about our company, but we're excited for the opportunity.
Okay, great. Are there questions from the board on this? Well, it sounds like it's going to enable you to be better positioned for distribution in upstate New York. And certainly you're already very successful. It's a publicly traded company based out of Atlanta. Veritiv is one of the largest non-retail distributors in North America with the focus on packaging, printing, so on. This is 225,000 square feet. So that's a large facility, that's new distribution facility that you'll have. So we appreciate that expansion in the Rochester area. So
thank you. We're one of those companies, probably nobody sitting there has ever heard of us before, which is fine with us because all of our work is direct with the large customers, and you would know most all their names. We furnish the supplies and the stuff that people use. So nothing out of the ordinary, but boxes, tape, all that fun stuff they use to ship and put things on your doorstep and such. So
that's great. Nice to see that success in Rochester. Do we have other questions from the board? Okay, hearing none. There was a public hearing on this project this morning. Were there any comments?
There were no comments.
Okay, thank you. I'll ask you some local labor questions now. Are you aware of our local labor policy?
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Do you anticipate any local labor exemptions at this time?
We do not.
And are you aware that any exemptions need to be requested 45 days in advance?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Thank you. The seeker process is complete. We're waiving the reading of the resolution. I'll now ask for a motion for inducement and final resolution approving a real property tax abatement, mortgage recording tax, and sales tax exemptions. Is there a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Tony?
Rhett.
Oh, Rhett. Okay, I can't see you, Rhett.
Seconded by
Sorry.
Tony.
And seconded by Tony. Any additional comments or questions? Okay, I'll take a roll call vote. Jay?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Troy?
Yay.
Joe?
Yes.
And Rhett?
Yay.
And Anne is a yay, so that's unanimous. Motion carries. Thank you very much and good luck with your project.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Mhm. Okay, the next project is John Street Realty. Anna, would you like to take us through that?
Yes. John Street Realty, a real estate holding company, proposes to construct an 83,000 square foot building for MS International Incorporated in the town of Henrietta. MS International is a leading wholesale distributor of flooring, countertops, wall tile, and hardscaping products. This new facility will allow MS International to better service existing customers, as well as attract new customers in New York State. Upon completion, the project will be sold to MS International. The $7.1 million project is expected to create 10 FTEs over 3 years. The applicant is seeking sales tax exemption and a jobs plus property tax abatement. MS International is seeking a sales tax exemption on non-manufacturing equipment and furniture, fixtures, and equipment. The cost benefit to ratio is 12:1.
Okay, thank you. We have Eric Jones with us still, and Mukul Tahiliani. How did I do with that?
You did great.
Welcome, and thanks for joining us. Any comments additionally you'd like to make about your project?
Hi, this is it. Go ahead, Mukul.
Oh, we are just excited is all I'm going to say. We are very happy that we're working with such a great company, and we want to be a part of the upstate market. I actually live in Buffalo myself, in Amherst, and we're just looking forward for this opportunity to be in Rochester and service the upstate market. We are currently doing that from Jersey. In Edison, we have a location there, but we see an amazing opportunity in the upstate market in the coming years. Just not with just the fact that we'll have a building there, a distribution center, but just that the fact that we can service all these customers from a local upstate market. And it's been done a few times in the past, but I think we were going to be very successful because it's a great market to work in.
Great, thank you. Eric, were you also going to say something?
Yeah, this is another great development that we're going to be putting into the Wiregrass Parkway in Henrietta, and we're extremely pleased to have a company like MS International to go in there, along with Veritiv, the previous application. So we're really excited and really appreciate the consideration the board is giving this.
Thank you. Do we have questions from the board on this item? Okay.
Will you have a retail center as well?
No, we just do a B2B. We won't have a retail section, but we do have a showroom where people can come and take a look at our products. Because we have like wall mosaics, we have flooring, we have hardscaping products. So we'll have a showroom to display it, but we won't do any retail from there.
Thank you.
Probably beautiful to see all of that. All of the.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. Once it comes in, you guys have to come and see it.
Yes, well, we would like that. Okay, thank you. Other questions on this project? Okay, hearing none, I'll ask you some questions. Are you aware of our local labor policy?
We are.
And do you anticipate any local labor exemptions at this?
We do not.
Are you aware that any exemptions need to be requested 45 days in advance?
Yes, we are.
Okay. There was a public hearing on this project this morning. Are there any comments from that meeting?
There were no comments.
Thank you. The seeker process is complete. We are waiving the reading of the resolution. We've all read them. So I'll ask for a motion for inducement and final resolution approving real property tax abatement, mortgage recording tax, and sales tax exemptions. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, Ann.
Thank you, Lisa.
I'll second.
I'll second it.
Okay. We had
I
a
think
bunch.
Rhett got in first.
Who is it?
I think Rhett got in first.
I think so too. All right, thank you, Rhett.
Got beat again.
Any additional comments or questions? All right, I'll take a roll call vote. Jay?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Troy?
Yay.
Joe?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yes.
Thank you, and Ann is a yay. So motion carries unanimously, and good luck with this project as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Mhm. You're welcome. Okay, I appreciate what the board is doing here today. We have a lot of now project modifications that we can probably move fairly sprightly through. They each require, their own motion. So we're going to go fairly quickly. And so I don't think Mr. Tahilani needs to stay on for these. Right, thank you.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, and Gary is always here for the first modification, 525 East Broad LLC. Do you want to tell us about it, Anna?
Yes, 525 East Broad LLC is a real estate holding company owned by the Konar family. The company is constructing a residential building containing townhouses and apartments in the city of Rochester's neighborhood of Clay. The first phase of the project was approved by the board in November of 2018 for sales and mortgage recording tax exemptions, as well as a custom real property tax abatement. An increase and extension was previously approved by the board in December of 2019. The applicant is seeking a renewal and extension of the sales tax exemption through June 30th, 2021, as well as an increase in project costs of $123,787 due to additional construction components and delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay, Gary, Izzo, any comments you'd like to make?
No, this is actually is finishing up building E. We've moved on to, we're in process far along with building C and D, and buildings A and B are at their infancy stages, but they are progressing along too. So the whole development is in progress. Building E was the first one being wrapped, that was in the process of being wrapped up, and it's incorporating some of the change orders and everything that came along, as well as there was delays in getting some of the things due to the pandemic. So this is tying it together. As you can see on that attachment A, there was the draft stopping. There was a little bit of people were struggling with some of the temperature on the fourth floor. So we reinforced that a little bit. And then we had as you see, we had there's islands that go into all the units. And actually they're in all of the units for the entire development for the residential that were custom. And there is we have a single carpenter actually that handles building those. So those were the primary things that were involved in wrapping up this project, this part of the project.
That's exactly right. It's this part of the project, right? Because
Yes, this was
there's more to do.
E was its own because we started that, we could start that separate from the other 4 buildings because it was, the parcel was separated. And the initial parcel for A through D was being utilized to build the garage for Strong. So that's why there's an E, which is this one, and then A through D. We had to wait for Strong to finish up with the garage that they constructed, and that's why there's a difference in timing with all of that.
So this is related to finishing building E.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice to know, you know, you think then that the June 30 date will be met.
Yes, we actually, as part of this, I reached out to our contractor, to Lassesi, and asked him to get everything together. And I think we need some final signatures, and then we should be able to hopefully just process, and this E will be done.
Okay, thank you. Questions by the board? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve an increase of $123,787 in project costs, as well as a renewal and extension of the sales tax exemption through June 30, 2021. Is there a motion?
Tony will make a motion.
Thank you, Tony. Is there a second?
Lisa will second.
Okay, Lisa, thank you. Any additional questions on that? All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Opposed?
And for the record, I will be abstaining from this vote. This is Jay.
Thank you, Jay. All right. So I think we heard from everyone on that. So the motion carries.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Call from 866.
Forgot to move that phone out of the way today.
I'll log off. I'm good. I'll log off now.
Pardon?
I'll log off now.
Yes, thanks a lot, Gary.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, next item is the Sibley redevelopment LP extension. Anna?
Thank you. Sibley Redevelopment Limited Partnership purchased the former Sibley department store on Main Street in the city of Rochester and was originally approved in 2012 for a custom pilot. Sibley Redevelopment Limited Partnership is requesting an extension on the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2021, as they continue to build out empty commercial space for tenants.
Okay, any questions on this? All right, the resolution is in our packet. I'll ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2021.
So moved. This is Rhett.
Thanks, Rhett. Is there a second?
I'll second, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Any other comments, changes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, Tower 195 LLC. Anna?
Thank you. Tower 195 LLC, a Galena Development real estate entity, began redevelopment of the former Chase Tower in 2015, now known as the Metropolitan, located in the city of Rochester. Since that time, there have been several increases to sales tax and mortgage reporting tax exemptions. The applicant is requesting an extension of their sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2021, as there have been construction delays due to COVID-19.
Thank you. Any questions by the board on this? Hearing none, the resolution is in our packet. I'll ask for a motion to approve the extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2021. Is there a motion?
So
Tony
moved,
will
Jay.
make a motion.
Thank you, Jay. Is there a second?
Tony.
Tony, thank you. Any other corrections, additions? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Next item is 1 Alexander Street LLC. Anna?
1 Alexander Street LLC is constructing a 78,000 square foot mixed-use facility in the city of Rochester at Alex Park, the site of the former Genesee Hospital. The project is the new corporate headquarters for Mindex Technologies Incorporated, occupying 17,000 square feet. The remaining square footage will be 48 residential units ranging from 560 to 950 square feet, 15 studio and 33 one-bedroom units. The residential component will have 20% of the units set aside for affordable housing. In June 2018, the applicant was approved for the Jobs Plus property tax abatement, mortgage recording tax, and sales tax exemption. The applicant is seeking an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2021, as there have been construction delays due to COVID.
Thank you. Any questions from the board on this? Okay, we've read the resolution on this item, and now I'll ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2021.
I'll second, Jay.
Okay, a move by Troy, seconded by Jay. Any additional comments, questions? All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed? No, okay, abstentions? All right, thank you. Motion carries. Next item, Buckingham Properties LLC. Anna?
Buckingham Properties LLC is renovating the Evelyn Brandon Health Center in the city of Rochester. The property is located in a distressed census tract. EBHC is part of the Rochester Regional Health System and provides intensive psychiatric rehabilitation treatment for those with serious and persistent illnesses and chemical dependency. In September 2018, the applicant was approved for mortgage recording tax and sales tax exemption. The applicant is now seeking an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2021, as there have been delays due to COVID.
Okay. Any questions on this? All right, we have a resolution supporting this modification. And now I'll ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemptions through December 31, 2021. Is there a motion?
Motion, Rhett.
Tony will second.
Okay, Tony, you're the second. And was it Rhett that made the motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Any additional questions on this? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much. You're doing well here, Anna. How about
Thank you.
how about a few more. Midtown Parcel 2 Ground LLC.
Buckingham Properties LLC is constructing a 106,000 square foot, 5-story mixed-use facility in the city of Rochester at parcel 2 of the former Midtown Plaza. The $26 million project will include the new corporate headquarters for Butler Till Media Services, who will occupy approximately 50,000 square feet. The remaining square footage will include 28 residential units ranging from 698 to 1,447 square feet. 20% of the residential units will be affordable to households earning no more than 60% of the area median income. In September 2019, the applicant was approved for the Jobs Plus property tax abatement, mortgage recording, and sales tax exemption. The applicant is requesting an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2022, as there have been construction delays due to COVID.
So they're going all the way to the end of 2022.
That's correct.
Is that uncommon that we have one that is extended for basically 2 years?
Without speaking on behalf of the developer, it's based on the scope of the project. As you can see, this is a $27 million project, approximately. And I would imagine that this has something to do with their timeline and scope, but I can certainly get more information to the board as requested.
Okay. Thank you. We'll look forward to hearing a little bit more on that, but I don't see any reason why we can't grant it for the 2 years, correct? Rachel?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Oh, yes, there's no issue granting it for this period of time. Frankly, it'll cut down on the number of extensions that we'll see going forward, and Robin will continue to monitor the project throughout construction.
Okay. Great. All right, any questions, other questions by the board? Nope. All right, we have a resolution to that effect, and I'll ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2022.
Motion.
Moved by Troy. Is there a second?
Second, Rhett.
I think that was Jay, right?
Or Rhett, you can go with either one.
I'll let you guys fight over it after the meeting. Okay, so I'll take Jay. Any additional questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Project modification number 7, Unither Manufacturing LLC. Anna?
Thank you. Unither Manufacturing LLC is a pharmaceutical contract manufacturer headquartered in France with 6 manufacturing facilities throughout the world. The Monroe County facility is the company's only U.S. manufacturing site. Unither produces sterile, pre-measured single-use dosage products at the Town of Henrietta facility. The company proposes a phased expansion over 5 years, which will involve renovation of 100,000 square feet and a 22,000 square foot building expansion to house 2 specialized production machines, packaging, and warehouse space. Phase 1 includes construction of the additional square feet for packaging and warehouse space. In June 2019, the applicant was approved for the Enhanced Jobs Plus pilot program, sales tax and mortgage reporting tax exemption. Due to construction delays caused by COVID, the applicant is seeking an extension of the sales tax exemptions through December 31st, 2021.
Thank you. Any comments on that? Questions? All right. We have a resolution to that effect. I'll now ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2021.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Tony. Is there a second?
I'll second, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Any comments, changes? All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Project modification number 8, Midtown Athletic Club, LLC. Anna?
Thank you. Midtown Athletic Club LLC is renovating 50,000 square feet of their existing facility at 200 East Highland Drive in the city of Rochester, bordering the town of Brighton. The proposed project is contiguous to a distressed census tract in the town of Brighton. In September 2019, the applicant was approved for sales tax and mortgage reporting tax exemptions only. The applicant is requesting an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2021 because of construction delays due to COVID.
Thank you. Any questions on this item? All right, hearing none, we have a resolution to this effect in our package. And I'll ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2021.
So moved, Rhett.
Thank you, Rhett. Is there a second?
Second, Jay.
Thank you, Jay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Our next item is project modification number 9, Buckingham Properties LLC.
Buckingham Properties LLC, a commercial real estate and development company, proposes to modernize and renovate the existing commercial building located at 460 Buffalo Road in the city of Rochester. The tenant, American Aerogel Corporation, manufactures insulated shipping packages that keep temperature-sensitive materials safe by using performance-leading aerogel-based insulation. In September 2019, Buckingham was approved for sales tax and mortgage reporting tax exemptions, as well as the Jobs Plus property tax abatement on the $4.6 million building investment. The applicant is now seeking an extension on the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2021, as there have been construction delays due to COVID.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Okay, we have a resolution to this that effect in our packets, and I will ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2021.
I'll make.
Thank you, Lisa. Is there a second?
Second.
I got Jay for the second. Thank you. Any additional questions on that? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. KRL Realty LLC. Yeah, I think we've had a pandemic. What do you think? Fortunately, we cannot grant these extensions. I mean, it's
Right.
just unfortunate to see, so many really good projects have been delayed because of it. So, but we'll help them to keep going. All right, Anna.
Thank you.
Mhm.
KRL Realty LLC, a real estate holding company, and 5-Star Tool, a related entity, are building a 15,000 square foot expansion to their existing facility in the town of Gates. 5-Star requires additional floor space to increase efficiencies and facilitate growth. In March 2020, KRL was approved for the Job Plus property tax abatement, mortgage reporting tax, and sales tax exemption. KRL Realty LLC and 5-Star Tool are both requesting an extension of the sales tax exemptions through June 31st, 2021, as there have been construction delays due to COVID.
Okay, any other questions on that? All right, we have a resolution recording this extension and modification. I'll ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2021.
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Jay, seconded by Rhett. All right, any questions on that, changes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Project modification number 11, Regional Distributors, Inc. Anna?
Regional Distributors, Inc. is a supplier of paper goods, food items, equipment, janitorial supplies, and packaging to over 2,500 customers throughout New York State. The company, a New York State certified woman business enterprise, is renovating their buildings in the city of Rochester to improve logistics and create efficiencies. The renovation will allow for increased inventory of existing and new product lines. Regional Distributors was approved for a sales tax exemption for construction materials, furniture, fixtures, and equipment purchases of $582,552 in March 2020. Due to COVID-related delays in obtaining equipment, the applicant is seeking an extension of their sales tax exemption through June 30th, 2021.
Okay. Any questions from the board on this matter? Regional Distributors? Okay, now I'll ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through June 30, 2021.
So moved, Red.
Thank you, Red.
Second, Jay.
Second by Jay. Any other changes, additions? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Lefroy Development LLC. Anna?
Lefroy Development LLC is constructing a facility in the town of Webster to be leased to the University of Rochester. The facility will be primarily dedicated to medical and radiation oncology services, featuring a linear accelerator vault, a unique device used in radiation treatment for patients with cancer that requires special construction. Also included in the project is an ophthalmology practice and related services. In March 2020, the applicant was approved for sales tax and mortgage recording tax exemptions and the lease plus property tax abatement. The applicant is seeking an extension on their sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2021 because of a delay in construction due to COVID.
Okay, any questions on the board, from the board, on this?
This is Rhett. Is that is that correct? An extension till December of 2020?
I believe it's.
Sorry, 2021.
Yeah, you're right. Good catch, Rhett. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. It was, I read it correctly, but it may have not been updated in your packets. I think Troy pointed that out on our prep call on Thursday. That was a typo, but thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? I'll ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2021.
I'll make, Ann, it's Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Troy will second.
And Troy is a second. Any comments or changes to this motion? Hearing none, I will say all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, Ralph Benefit Advisors.
Thank you. Ralph Benefits Advisors is a tenant of 800 Parker Hill Drive, LLC, in a 40,000 square foot office building located on 6.9 acres in the new Panorama Park development in the town of Penfield. The project was an $8.5 million project in which Ralph Benefits was one of two anchor tenants. Ralph Benefits provides insurance and employee benefit services to companies with 100 to 3,000 employees. In January 2020, the applicant was granted a sales tax exemption and is now seeking an extension to the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2021, because of project delays in shipping of materials and installations due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank you, Anna. Any questions from the board? All right, hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2021.
So moved, Rhett.
Moved by Rhett, thank you.
Second, Jay.
Seconded by Jay. Any additional comments? All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Well, we're getting down to towards the end here, folks. Project modification number 14 is Alchemy Machine. Anna?
Alchemy Machine LLC is purchasing and renovating a 130,000 square foot building in the town of Henrietta. Alchemy Machine business operations consist of sheet metal fabrication, precision welding, precision machining, powder coating, and assembly. The $5,250,000 project will impact 32 FTEs and is projected to create 27 new FTEs over the next 3 years. This project was approved in July 2020 for sales tax exemptions only. The applicant is now asking for an extension on the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2021, as there have been construction delays due to COVID.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31, 2021.
Motion by Troy.
Thank you, Troy. Second,
Tony.
seconded by Tony. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Jay, you are up for the Governance Committee report.
Thank you, Ann. The Governance Committee met last week for the purposes of three things: to review the local labor, the exemptions, the contract currently being done by Bonadeo. And there were two proposals received. We reviewed both of them, and we are recommending that we enter into a one-year contract with Bonadeo to continue those services. We also are recommending that the board renew the fourth year of Bonadeo's financial services contract. And the third item would be to approve another 6 months, is it, Anna, of an intern?
Another 1 year, so 12.
I'm sorry, 1 year of an intern for a part-time intern who is currently working at COMIDA and doing an outstanding job. So those are the three items, Madam Chair, for consideration by the entire board.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Jay from the Governance Committee report? All right. Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve an engagement with Bonadeo Group to process the verified local labor exemption request for $14,000. Do I need to do a second motion? Well, do I need to do a second motion on Bonadeo to extend the financial services contract?
Yes, please, two motions.
Separate motions, okay. So the first motion was to approve an engagement with the Bonadeo Group to
I'll make the
process
motion in.
the verified local labor exemption request for $14,000. Thank you, Tony. Is there a
I'll second, Joe.
All right, thanks, Joe. Any additional comments, questions on that? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. And now I'll ask for a motion to approve the final year of the contract with the Bonadeo Group to provide financial services. Is there a motion?
Troy, a motion.
Moved by Troy. Is there a second?
Second, Brett.
Brett. Okay. Any comments, questions on that? All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. And now there's a third motion to approve the intern position for 1 year up to 15 hours a week at $15 an hour. May I have a motion?
So moved, Jay.
Thank you,
So-
Jay.
Second, Brett.
And by Rhett.
I have a question on that.
Yes.
How do we come to the $15 an hour?
Who would like to respond to that?
I can respond to that. So Amy was earning $12 an hour working with us, and due to performance and flexibility, as well as her support for important initiatives this year, including currently getting out our Fast Forward Monroe grants. She's been an instrumental member of the team. And you're all probably aware that New York State has been for a while moving towards achieving a $15 an hour statewide minimum wage. So we made that decision based on a number of factors, including those two factors.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Jay?
No.
All right. Thank you for your report. Productive committee.
Thank you. And I've got a hard stop at 1:30. I've got to run into another meeting. Will I be upsetting the apple cart if I bow out right now?
Merry Christmas, Jay.
Same to you guys. Stay safe. Have a great new year.
Be healthy.
Thank you.
Take care, Jay.
See you, Jay.
Okay, the next item is the audit committee report. I chair the audit committee. We met on December 14th. And we reviewed the most recent RFP and the audit response to that RFP by Mengel Metzger, who actually provided services for us last year. And the team said we were pleased with their cooperation, their ability. They're a local company. When we issued an RFP back for 2019, we advertised it in the Daily Record, and we received responses from 3 different companies. And at that point, we selected Mengel Metzger. And as I say, we're very pleased with that contract for 19. And when we issued the most recent RFP, which was advertised in the Daily Record, 1 response was received from Mengel Metzger. And so we reviewed their proposal again. And as it was the only response we received, did we do additional advertising on that? I've forgotten, Anna.
No, we did not. We advertised in the Daily Record for a period of 2 weeks.
So there was plenty of time for others to respond.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we were happy with their performance, and they submitted a proposal that is applicable to 4 years, actually 2020 through 2023, with an option for the 5th year, subject to annual board approval. And the rates for the audit in 2019 were $11,250. The proposal for 2020 is allowed $11,250, so no change in rates. And then the rates which you'll approve annually are, I think, are fairly modest increases throughout the 4 years. And then the 5th year, which would be optional. Are there any questions on that? Okay, and we updated we were briefed on an update by the employee handbook. Is there anything we want to say additionally on that topic, Anna?
No, I'll just share with the full board that per our auditor's recommendations, we updated the employee handbook in partnership with Paychex HR. Our policies are to be in alignment with Monroe County HR policies. So most of it remains the same, with a handful of exceptions that mirror county policy, including an electronic vacation request process, allowance of 4 hours annually for cancer screening, an increase in tuition reimbursement, and no longer limiting sick accrual to 200 hours. And that sums it up.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on these items for the audit committee? Okay, hearing none, the audit committee refers to the board. And so I will ask for a motion to appoint Mengel Metzger Barr as our financial auditor for fiscal years 2020 to 2023, as proposed, with an option for a 5th year, subject to annual board approval.
So moved.
Okay, it looks like Rhett moved and Lisa seconded the motion. Any additional comments on that? Questions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, abstentions? Can't imagine. Then motion carries. All right, next item is Lana, Lana. You like Lana better than Anna?
People might pronounce it correctly.
Naturally. Sorry about that. Do you want to review the next item on our agenda, which is South Park development?
Yes, and we'll welcome Michael Huntress from ActWest and Lang Allen from USAA to the Zoom meeting to go into detail and answer questions. South Park Development LLC, which is a subsidiary real estate holding corporation owned and operated by ActWest Development, was approved in November at our November meeting for sales and use and a pilot for the development located 1200 Lexington Avenue in the town of Greece for a warehousing and distribution center for which the tenant is listed as Amazon. ActWest approached us requesting to assign the benefits that this board approved in November to USAA, which is a real estate investment trust that was recently named as a capital partner to Amazon in this project. And the client wishes to have USAA be the owner of the facility, with ActWest remaining on as the real estate development company and LaChase Construction remaining on as the general contractor. And the application was received yesterday, and we briefed this board about the matter yesterday as well, including your conversation this morning with Joe. So with that, I'd like to give Michael Huntress and Lang Allen an opportunity to introduce themselves and open it up for board discussion and questions.
Thank you, Anna. Yes, we've got both Michael Huntress and Lang Allen on with us, so welcome. And you want to elaborate on this matter?
Hi, Michael, everybody. Go first? Sure, Lang, thanks. Hi, everybody. Michael Huntress. Appreciate you taking the time, making this meeting available to us on such short notice. Anna and Rachel, I know, jumped through a number of hoops and getting the board members together late yesterday to discuss adding us to the agenda, and we really appreciate you doing so. Lang Allen is USAA's Managing Director of Industrial Real Estate, and we proposed this project to you, obviously, in partnership with Amazon a couple months back, and it was prior to a capital partner being identified for the project. And it is our ignorance, and I apologize for this, that we didn't realize that assuming the incentives was going to require board approval. We thought it would be a simpler process, and unfortunately we didn't realize that. So I appreciate you taking the time to do this. But I guess at the end of the day, what I'd like to say is that USAA would be stepping in to act as the landlord for Amazon. ActWest Construction is actually acting as the general contractor. LaChase is out there performing site work currently for us. We would be the face of the project locally as the developer for USAA and Amazon. And as far as the board's concerned, really not a whole lot is going to change other than who's going to be writing the checks to the contractors, which will be USAA coming out of Texas. So that's, I guess, the gist of everything that I talked to Anna and Rachel about yesterday. And we hope that this inconvenience wasn't too great and that we were able to get a positive vote on the assumption today. Thank you.
Has that transaction actually been concluded? So has the, what is it, RLP 3 Greece LLC, has that actually been formed, that subsidiary of USAA?
Yes, this is Lang Allen, and that entity has been formed. It is in one of our regional logistics focused industrial investment funds that anticipates being probably around a $2 billion total investment fund. This is, a little more background on our relationship with Amazon. We actually helped Amazon start their build-to-suit program dating back to 2010. We are actively involved in excess of 30 development projects as their capital partner and landlord across the US, to include Mexico and Europe right now. And this will be approximately our 90th transaction with Amazon around the globe to act as their capital partner and landlord for their real estate executions. So, similar to what Michael said earlier, I apologize for the late notice on this, but unfortunately, some of the alignment of the capital partners to the individual projects is late in the process. And this happens to be one of those instances. So appreciate
But it has been concluded.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to confirm that. All right. Do we have questions from the board?
I do. So.
Troy.
Sure. Yep. So are we now made aware that USAA, as taking over this, is now the lead for understanding local labor waivers, and everything that's been discussed we're going to keep in place, but going forward it's not going to be Aquest or their Chase. It is going to be USAA going to respond and follow the local labor waiver policies.
Yeah, I think to specifically answer that question, Aquest will be engaged under a development management agreement to manage the entirety of the development of the project and to adhere to all the obligations under the IDA agreement. Michael, I don't know if you want to add anything to that. So as Michael said, they'll be the face and the operator of this, where we are stepping in, solely from a capital and capitalization perspective.
So Rachel, you got to help clear this up for the board and myself. If in fact a local labor waiver process and or obligation, it is going to be USAA on the hook here, not anybody else, correct? Being they're taking over this incentive.
Okay. That's correct.
Okay. So I think we need to make USAA aware that the board was informed at the last meeting that the local labor waivers were not going to exceed first time 5%, and then 10% of the project was not going to see, and we were sold a bill of goods that we weren't going to see over 10% of this project being local labor waivered. I think USAA needs to be made aware of that conversation had to the board last month.
Rachel, you want to confirm that? Or
I'll open
that rather.
Yeah, certainly. I'll start the discussion. So yes, there have been ongoing local labor discussions, and we have had all those discussions with Michael and Joshua with Aquest. And maybe Michael, at this point, you could talk to the board about the number of construction jobs and those that you expect might be outside of the local labor area, and that we have one waiver in hand and any additional waivers that might be submitted in the future.
Sure thing, Rachel.
Thank you.
So I guess as we, as a local developer and a local contractor, not that it really matters, frankly, where I'm from. I mean, what I want to see is the jobs remain in the community. And that's something that we've strived to do on every one of our projects, be it in Western New York or on a national level. And the only waivers that we will be seeking are waivers for contractors that are proprietary vendors to our client. And at this point in time, the only ones that we've foreseen, we talked about this last week briefly, was Shelters Direct and possibly the Teledata, and then Fabcon, which is the only waiver we have requested to date. So at one point in time, I had heard that there were 4 or 5 waivers that were floated around. There's one waiver that's been requested to date. It's for Fabcon, who's the precast manufacturer. There isn't anyone in the Rochester market that's able to manufacture those panels. And unfortunately, due to the warranty concern with Fabcon, the installation needs to take place with them. Josh Henderson has been in contact on a daily basis with Brian LaFontaine, or LaFountain, I'm sorry. And what the discussions, I think, as recently as this morning were that we are pushing on FabCon, as we will with every other subcontractor that's coming from a different market, the need to utilize some local labor. I don't want them hiring people to stand around, certainly, but we are absolutely pushing them to utilize local labor. So our projections on the project are unchanged. They've been 400 construction jobs over the course of the project. And we expect that somewhere between, 20, 30 people will be coming in from out of town. And you have my word, as I'm sitting here in my office today, that we will do everything in our power to make sure that all the labor remains local as best we can.
So, but when will you be submitting those additional waivers? Because we just have the one now on the FabCom, the panel installation, the 10 jobs.
So the drawings were completed on December 4th. So last week, the drawings are on the streets for bid as we speak. And I would suspect that by the end of this month or early next month, we'll be in a position to begin executing contracts. And early next month, we should have a really good indication as to any other outside labor. But again, we are doing our best to maintain 100% local labor.
Unless there's a product warranty issue involved.
Or a proprietary system utilized by the client, which is the case in a couple scenarios.
Yeah, the sooner you get those into us, probably the better. So we
Sure.
can review them, because it's like, how big is the bread box here? I think is what Troy is saying. We just want to make sure we have all the facts before us. And I think I heard you say probably 20 to 30 jobs in total.
Yes, ma'am.
For the project. That would be an exception to the rule. How many jobs? Well, and it's the 400 jobs.
Yes, ma'am. That's what we're projecting.
Yeah. Okay.
Chairwoman Burr, I'd like to ask that we go into executive session, please.
Mm-hmm. Okay, do we, Anna, Rachel?
That's a possibility, yes. Rachel, is that something that is possible at this?
Yes, we can go into an executive session under 105F of the Public Officers Law.
Okay, so I'll ask for a motion to go into executive session.
Motion.
I'll second Joe.
Moved by Troy and seconded by Joe. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Michael, we will
Motion
text.
carries.
Michael, we'll text you and we're going to bring you back onto the call if it would be